I'm a bad motherfucker.
When it comes down to what policies are passed. Back to Jim.
So this is from Orlando.com. It says military service members, coaches, teachers among the 228 people who were arrested in human trafficking sting, says the Polk County Sheriff. Fun fact, Polk County, right near Orlando, a.k.a. the Miami of pedophiles.
That's true, Jimmy.
Just so
That's
you
a
know.
fact.
That's a fact.
Adult Disney fans, they like to be called.
Okay, here we go.
228 arrests, 66 prostitutes, 50 Johns, and 12 others. This time we identified 13 potential victims of human trafficking. But I want to make this...
So it sounds like they raided some massage parlors and jerk joints. Is that what that sounds like to you, Kurt?
I've seen, well, maybe, but I've seen this guy before.
I've seen this guy before.
And he has picked up a lot of, and it's been cops he's busted, and he shows their picture.
Yes.
So, and you don't really hear, this is the first time I'm hearing about him in a while. I've here and there seen him.
So in this instance, he's out there saving the world from deadly hand jobs. And, those hand jobs can be deadly. Hey, we're not starting a campfire here. Anyway.
Well, I mean, a lot of them, like I said, that region from Tampa to Orlando, that's like a lot of child trafficking. It is. I mean, that's like the swamps, the gator swamps of pedo.
Let's listen to what else he has to say.
Statement today. In 1 year, we have identified 58 potential victims of human trafficking. In 1 year with these operations. What's significant about that? That is the most ever we've been able to identify.
This is called Operation March Sadness. That's what I think it is. Okay.
And why were we able to identify this many potential victims of human trafficking? Because of these ladies that's standing with us. We do something that most police agencies run from if they do these kinds of operations at all. We embed our counselors with us from the absolute very beginning of the operation, even before. They are every bit as important to our investigation as our detectives that go undercover and in many times risk their lives.
So here's some more of the story. Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd, which... That is the most country-ass name that I've heard since Buford T. Booster.
Since standing call, he has a 2x4 and he's not taking it.
That's right. Walking tall, this guy. Anyway, Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd held a news conference on Tuesday morning to discuss the results of an undercover human trafficking case, according to the sheriff's office. So they got 228 people, but 58 of them for human trafficking. In a release, deputies said the case, dubbed Operation March Sadness, I guess because Operation Pointless, anyway.
Operation Pervert Blue Balls?
It was already taken. Involved an 8-day-long investigation. 8 day, that's it.
Yeah.
8-day-long investigation of suspects engaging in activities related to prostitution. Really? Okay. In all, 228 suspects were arrested during the investigation and 13 human trafficking victims were identified. They continue to follow up to rescue them, Judd said. So while I'm totally excited because we've never seen these numbers, the biggest problem we have in this type of investigation is getting the victims to admit that they are victims because they're more afraid of their pimps and the human traffickers than they are of the criminal justice system. That is Operation Sadness.
Yeah, well, that's why you need the counselors there, because let's say you do free, a lot of times, especially like underage prostitutes, like, okay, great, you busted up their pit. Now where do they go? They're going to end up somewhere way worse than they just were because they're trafficked kids. So you have to have people. I can't remember this fan. There's a woman that helps traffic victims that does good work, and there's a lot that my friend Barry Crimmins had died. He knew a lot about this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's a lot that goes into this. And he now, it wasn't necessarily trafficking, although he did help people with that. But people know how to navigate the legal system. And the fact that guy is even thinking that way is good, honestly. Because you can't just have cops break it up.
Yeah.
You're going to have people there to help
them.
Yeah. And it's going to be real messed up, whatever it is, because it's Florida. That's how it is there.
Among those arrested were coaches, military service members, and a school teacher,
Just one?
Oh.
along with several other professions, deputies announced. Why don't you tell me what the other professions are? Why you got
Judges.
The sheriff's office said ages of those arrested ranged from 73 years old to 16 years old. Judd was joined by representatives from local law enforcement agencies and social service groups that are offering to help human trafficking victims. Okay, well, I guess that's good. You know what always been a super diverse group of people?
What?
Perverts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one group that has never needed DEI. It's complete perverts. They cut across all jobs and professions.
So that's him. That's it. So that's the story.
Yeah. You know why we were able to do this? Because they weren't owned by intelligence like Jeffrey Epstein. That's why.
Yeah. That's right. Hey, why were you able to arrest all these people? Because they weren't working for the Mossad.
Well, the CIA too, but we can get these like lame ones.
If it was Jeffrey Epstein running this, it would go on for a couple of decades.
The joke of like the amount where you hear political people go back and forth about where the pedos and all are hiding, and like, yeah, they're everywhere. It's an ongoing problem. I can't get over when I watch like some like ultra conservative, especially Catholic, like that movie, The Sound of Freedom.
I didn't see it.
Well, Jesus was in it. James Caviezel, who's like an old school Catholic. I'm like, I mean, it's good that you recognize the problem, but like, you're Catholic, right? And not even to single them out, because it turns out every single group and institution, if you go, this is the safe place to put your kids, they're going to be there like a fly on shit.
Right. That's where the pedophiles go.
Yeah.
Wherever kids are.
Yeah, the thing of the story
The
time with
boys
drag queens.
could be the Boy Scouts,
Girl
could be
Scouts.
Catholics, could be Hasidic Jews,
Youth group ministers.
youth group ministers. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole point of the grooming with the drag story hour, that's the actual gonna molest your kids part is really the problem with that is they're trying to molest your kid's brain early. Okay, and that's my job as a parent to molest my kid's brain. Some guy in a dress don't get to do it. We're raising him Catholic. But this is like,
Well, ironically, the priests did wear dresses, right? They called them cassocks.
that's my joke. Like, what?
Yeah.
Okay, a guy in a dress who shouldn't be around kids reads a boring book. How is that church different from drag queen story hour then?
Okay, over to Steph.
Just real.
Hey, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there for more AM Joy.